What do you mean introduce myself? They should know who I am. Whatever. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentle hams. Okay? You pigs. That was rude. I'm sorry. I take it back. Okay. Oh my gosh. Everybody, hello. I know it's great to see me, isn't it? I know it is. I know it's great to see me. I get to see me every day in the mirror, and I am blessed. I am blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of my brand new podcast, allegedly, with me, Johnny Thomas Appleseed. If you don't know who I am, what have you been doing? Living under a rock? Okay, here's the deal. I am the biggest. I was gonna say one of the biggest, but I am the biggest news hosts, talk show hosts of our generation, okay? If you see an arm and legs and bare feet, don't worry about it. That is my security detail. He is meant to be here. He's protecting me from the crazed fans, okay? They're everywhere. Oh my goodness. So what is this? What are we doing? What am I doing here? How did I get here? Okay? What's going on? I rode my hoverboard in and now here we are. No. Look, everybody's here. Oh my god. No, everyone's not here. Lucifer. Oh my god. Okay, now everybody's here. Sorry, Lucy. I know. He's never gonna let me live that down. Okay. So, this is our brand new podcast, okay? I am here to give you all of the celebrity gossip and tea and what's allegedly going on in the world. And I am going to I'm going to say it to you straight, okay? We got a lot of people out here who are faking it for you, and they're telling you what you want to hear, or they are fear mongering you. And I will not do that. Everything that comes out of my mouth is allegedly true and real and honest and I don't shy away from the controversy. Not in 2025, we got too much going on to be acting like there ain't crazy stuff happening everywhere. Anyway, yeah, we've got news for you. Hopefully some chuckles, some laughs. I'm going to be calling you Chuckles McGee. Okay? By the end of this episode, you're going to be chuckling your little toes off. Yeah, you ever chuckle a toe off? I tell you, it is quite the experience. Yeah. Anywho, if you don't know me, my name is Jonny Thomas Appleseed. I'm just a wee lad with a lot of issues, mainly from you know my childhood. Yeah, but I grew up and I made a name for myself, which is a lot more than I can say for some of you. Okay. um. Anywho, you're probably wondering what am I doing here? Why am I here? What's going on? Well, I got a new contract here, a new deal, and I couldn't turn it down because if you know me, I'm rich, but I want to be richer. Okay. Um, some say I'm conceited or have an ego issue. The only issue I have, haters, liars. Never trusted a liar. Okay, and my mother, she was a liar. She's not dead, but she was a liar. I haven't spoken to her this week. I don't know if she's lied to me. But no, we don't trust liars. Okay, that's the one thing I was taught as a kid is never lie. Don't trust a liar. Stay away from them. Run. Um. So yeah, that's kind of who I am. What else is there? Sexiest Man Alive 2026. They haven't announced it yet, so keep that on the hush hush, okay? Allegedly. Uh yeah, that's that's real life. Um we've got a great show for you tonight. And I've got a whole lot of news. Some of it you're probably not going to want to hear because let's be real. When do you ever want to hear the news? Never. Never. That's why they have me do it because they know that people will listen to me more than they'll listen to their Fox News and their CNN News and all of those fake news people. Oh my God, I sounded like Donald. I wonder if he has that trademark. Can I say that, or is he gonna sue me? Is he gonna come after me? I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't want to hear it. Okay, you gotta have bigger fish to fry or something. Does he like fish? I don't know. I don't know if he likes anything really. He likes golf. Uh, Not the point. Okay. So, what's going on in the world? It's been a minute since I've gotten to talk to you. I feel like so much has happened. You know, we had the most recent presidential election, which Donald Trump won, beating out Kamala Harris. And you know, a part of me really wanted to be here for you to cover that news for you when it was happening. But I too, like much of you, just didn't have it in me. You know, it's too much. It's too much. But I'm back, and we're gonna dive into it because here's the reality. Okay, allegedly the world's going to crap. It is. It is. I mean, it's storming outside right now. I don't know. I hope you can't hear it. If you can hear the raindrops and the teardrops falling on my guitar, I swear that is too much for me. But no, I'm here to give you all of the news as an easier pill to swallow. And I'm not saying start swallowing pills, okay? I know the world is a difficult place right now, but please don't turn to the pills. I had a great aunt once. Man, there's no point to that. I had a great aunt at one point. Um she didn't have a pill problem. She just I had an aunt, you know? Anywho, I think I have dillied the dally long enough. I have introduced you to the most incredible human you'll probably ever meet, me. And I'm ready. I'm ready to dive in. Okay? I'm like a swimmer about to dive to a uh into my 100 breaststroke or whatever. Okay? That's because I am a man after all, and I have needs. God, I'm a little rusty. Please forgive me for the things coming out of my mouth. Here's the deal. I am uncancelable. Where is my button? Just because this is a new show doesn't mean that I can't have my button. Someone's gonna have to get my button. I see my button. The help around here is horrible, okay? Where are the producers? Anybody want to work anymore? What did Kim Kardashian say? Get off your ass and work. God, I got it. I got the button, everybody. Okay. So let's jump into the news from today and from this past weekend. Everything that I've got that has allegedly happened up to the point of this taping, okay? Let's jump into it, starting with a very hot button topic here for some of you, most of you. Yeah, trigger warning. We're talking about Donald Trump, okay? The current president of the United States of America, okay? Should have been me, but apparently you guys forgot that write-ins were an option, and you didn't put my name down. And that's on you, okay? If you're unhappy, that's on you. If you were unhappy 4 years ago, that's on you. The option has always been right here. I've been running the whole time. I've been very open and honest about it. But anyway, allegedly here this past weekend, and I think they're still going on, allegedly there were a lot of anti-Trump protests that were being planned nationwide, okay? And there's been a lot of posts, a lot of news coverage of all of this saying that there were allegedly like 1,000 anti-Trump protests. Oh my lord. They were all scheduled for Saturday, April 5th, and compared to the massive 2017 Women's March, these protests are smaller but still trending with a focus on grassroots organizers rather than celebrity headliners, which I think is good because I feel like the Democratic Party specifically, I think it's been hurting them more than it's been helping them to have these celebrities, really be vocal and upfront. Because I'll be the first to say it, I don't care what the celebrities think. Nope. Not even in the slightest. Okay? And I feel like they were telling people what to do and the people didn't like it. The people didn't like it. God, could you imagine if all of this was because of the celebrities? Maybe they do have influence, just not the influence they thought they had. I don't look. Lucifer said it. Okay, he wrote the copy for the show. So, don't hit me with your bus if you're a bus driver. Not trying to be Regina George out here. I'm just being honest, allegedly. Um, no, I think both political parties are absolutely just a monstrosity. Um, I think the politics in this country has gotten completely out of control and out of hand. You got wackos on both sides just whacking each other off. When I say that, I mean like they're probably conspiring against one another, allegedly. Okay, I didn't mean what I know you thought because I thought it too. Okay, I won't lie. My brain went there when I said it. It was a very strange choice of words. And that's just something you're gonna have to get used to. No, but did any of you go to these protests? Anybody out there? Drop them in the comments. Let me know what it was like, how big they were, if they were small, if there were a lot of people. Usually, I don't like it when people comment me the size of things. I don't want to hear it. But this time, for this purpose, I do want to know how large these protests were. Nothing else. Don't tell me the size of anything else. Okay? I don't want to hear it. Raj, I'm talking to you. Okay? Gosh. I knew as soon as I said it, Raj would come out of the woodwork and he'd say, I'll tell you how big it is. No, I don't know. I like a part of me wants to protest things when I really deeply believe it. Like these individuals are protesting Trump, like what would I protest? What would I protest right now if I could protest anything? I would protest. Hmm. This is a very deep question. What would I protest? Jimmy Kimmel still being the host of that late night show, probably. I really just don't like Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know what it is. I know what it is. He annoys me. I said it. The next thing that we've got on our news today are these crazy severe storms that are happening all throughout the South and the Midwest right now. It is crazy. Have you seen this? Like the tornadoes are popping up, the rain is coming down, causing floods and horrible things to happen all over the place. It's crazy behavior, really. But yeah, over the weekend, a slow-moving storm system brought life-threatening flash floods and tornadoes from Mississippi to Kentucky. Reports from April 6 allegedly are indicating that there's this ongoing severe weather that's impacting the region, dominating headlines as recovery efforts begin. And I just feel like we've been in a nonstop fight against this weather. Okay? Climate change? Anyone? Anyone? Or maybe this just happens every year, and for some reason this year it is just all of the news is picking it up. I don't know. Okay. But it's scary. I remember when I was a young lad, I got scared out of my little wits. I was just terrified because of a storm. The tornado sirens are going off, and then another time there was a flood that almost took me and Lucifer away with it and just swept me off. Yeah, I didn't grow up in Kansas. No, I grew up all over, really. I started in Jersey. I lived a little time in Norway. I also lived in Paris. Okay, I was in North Dakota for a little bit. I was down in Georgia. I've been everywhere. I'm very worldly. Okay, very very worldly. If you don't know that about me, now you do. The more you know. Reading Rainbow, you know that? Probably not. But that yeah, that was a thing. Anywho, but yeah, storms. I never trusted a storm. Okay, there's just something about them. You can't trust them. You see that and where do they come from? Okay? What's the science really? And how do we know what the science is? Allegedly, scientists have these answers and they know it from tests and different experiments that they do or whatever, but how do we know we can trust them? Okay? Who was the person that said scientifically proven actually means it's proven, you know? It's like I could sit here and I could tell you something that's scientifically proven. Scientifically proven that uh I am very handsome. That is a scientifically proven fact. Yeah. So don't question it because we can't question the science unless you're going to do a scientific test. No, I don't trust weather, okay? Like the spinning clouds that sweep up houses and bring Dorothy to the Oz land, okay? And then turn Elphaba into an evil villain character when all she wanted was to be accepted, be herself, and make change and a difference in the world. Yeah, and then her best friend Galinda like has to like turn on her and tornadoes, man. See, this is why we can't trust the weather. We just can't trust it. Is there any like weather systems or storms or different things that really freak you out? What are they? What are they? Drop them in the comments. I'm really, really intrigued by that. Like, are you more afraid of a hurricane or a thunderstorm? Okay, well, because both can be pretty serious. No, but with these storms going on, I just feel like we've been in like a nonstop cycle of storms, the hurricanes directly to the fires and now to all of these tornadoes and other things happening. Like I think the world is just tired of us humans, really. And I get it cuz me too. Most of the time I am tired of us humans. Yeah. And that's just me speaking from the heart, being truthful and honest. And you can't come for me for that, allegedly. So, oh man, we got some celebrity gossip and news and tea and drama and all the things. So we're gonna talk a little bit about all that. We're gonna get back into all of the politics. Don't worry, don't go anywhere. We're gonna deep dive on a whole bunch of Trump stuff. So if you want to hear some serious news, stay tuned for that. But before we get there, let's jump on to Celebrity Big Brother. I believe this is the Big Brother that takes place in Europe or in the UK or something. I feel like it's in the UK. I think it's the British Big Brother. I could be wrong. It's ITV. What is that? Australia? Is it Britain? Where is that? All of Europe, maybe? I don't know. Whatever. Celebrity Big Brother 2025 has returned, and there's a whole lot of buzz about the rumored lineup. Sources saying that apparently there's some stars like Sharon Osbourne, Louis Walsh. I don't know Louis Walsh. Maybe if I saw Louis Walsh, I would know. But Sharon Osbourne, Ozzy, Ozzy. Aussie. I gotta work on two things. One, my Sharon Osbourne impression. Two, my British accent. I just gotta work on it. I gotta work on it. It'll be better. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. No, but Big Brother. I love Big Brother. Okay, I've never watched the versions from overseas. But I have watched the US Big Brother and Celebrity Big Brother and Reindeer Games and all those things, and I love it. I love the drama. I love watching a bunch of strangers just live in a house together and be roommates after just meeting each other. Crazy. You know what? If I was on that show, I would be throwing glasses, I'd be splashing water and flipping tables, just trying to give the best TV possible. But I'd also probably get canceled by people, even though cancel culture's kind of going away. I think I had a big part in that. I canceled cancel culture. Okay, so you're welcome. You're welcome, world. I do it for the people. You know, I've always just been a man of the people, for the people, by the people. Cross my heart and hope you don't cry, you know? Um, but that's happening, Big Brother. Any Big Brother fans out there? I would get down and dirty on Big Brother and I would win all of those competition shows because aside from being very, very attractive and handsome with really good hair and a great smile, I also am very competitive and strong and wise, very smart. I can do things that most people just wish they could, and that's okay. One day, if you keep working hard, you might get almost there. Okay, that's what I'm gonna tell you. That's my word of advice. Keep trying. Not saying you're gonna succeed. You'll probably fail, allegedly. But that's just the way the world works. Okay, what else do we got though? We got some news and gossip here about those celebs. Um, some sad news. We had some celebrity deaths here over the last week that are really really heartbreaking. To name a few, we've got Val Kilmer, who you may know from all of his movies. You know, he was in Top Gun. Ah, Iceman. This one really breaks my heart. I know he had a lot of health difficulties over the last couple of years, and you know he had a documentary come out. He had a good cameo in Top Gun Maverick. But it's just this one's a sad one. Val Kilmer, may he rest in peace. We also lost George Foreman. Anybody? Oh, George Foreman. Yes, the grill guy. God, I'll never be able to use a George Foreman grill again without crying, and I already am an emotional person. My emotions get the best of me all the time, and yeah, we're really sad to hear about the passing of George Foreman. Um, but their legacies live on. You know, it's always sad when someone who we have seen in the public eye for a long time passes away, and I just feel like over the last few years since COVID. I blame COVID for everything. The whole world just went down into the crapper, into a nice porta potty filled with feces and urine. Nothing's been the same ever since. It's unfortunate, really. You know? We can do our best and try to make it a better place, but for whatever reason, something keeps telling me out there in the universe that it's just not destined to be a good place. You know? Maybe that's why Elon's trying to go to Mars. Or maybe it's because everyone really hates him here these days, except for the really far right conservatives. They love him. They love him. Yeah. Anywho, Zendaya and Tom Holland, Mr. Spider-Man and MJ, was her name MJ in the whatever, Zendaya from Euphoria, from Disney, from The Greatest Showman, from Spider-Man, and Tom Holland have gotten engaged. This is so exciting. I ship these two so much, you know. Their love is really promising. It really gives me hope that one day I will find a lover that will stick around and won't either cheat on me, lie to me, try and end my life, which are all things that have happened in my past relationships, okay? Um I've had some very strange relationships. None that have, well, I have been married many times. I was going to say none that I've proposed to, but that would just be a lie, and I'm not a liar. Like I said, oh my gosh, my I keep touching this flag pin. I don't know if you could see the flag on my left lapel or whatever this is called. Is this a lapel? What is this? Whatever. I don't care. I keep touching it and it keeps kind of flipping a little bit because this is kind of how the country is right now. Maybe that's signifying something. Anyways, I fixed it. Don't worry. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Okay. God. But anyways, Zendaya and Tom Holland, they have gotten engaged, which is super exciting. Apparently, they announced their engagement with details of a romantic Venice proposal in late March. And this still today has been a very hot topic with fans. I feel like people around the world really ship these two and really love them together. And I am one of them. You know? What's their ship name? Zom? How would you make a ship name out of Zendaya and Tom? And will Zendaya take Tom's last name? Will she be Zendaya Holland? I feel like it's more powerful when it's just Zendaya, you know? That really works for her. Yeah. Also, in the news, we've got some Saturday Night Live news, which, here's the deal. Saturday Night Live loves to try and compete with me. They made a show based off of my show. Did you know this? Have you heard about this? Yeah. So I've been on lots of shows. Okay, I've gone down the co-host route. I've done a travel show. I've done a late night talk show by myself. I've done a plethora of things. Okay, I've done it all. Now I'm doing a podcast. Look at that. And I've always talked about the news. I've always given the updates. And then here comes SNL with Weekend Update and then making jokes about the news. That is my shtick. They allegedly could have taken that from me. Oh, they've been doing that for like 50 years? Oh, well, God, I'm not that old. Maybe they didn't take it from me, but I do it better. Okay? Count your days, Michael and Colin. There's a new comedic handsome genius in the news arena. And he's pretty darn funny. Okay? Yeah. No, but SNL. Apparently, Michael Myers. Not Michael Myers. Not like Slasher with Jamie Lee Curtis, but like Mike Myers. Shrek. You know him. Austin Powers. Yeah, we know Mike. Okay. Mike Myers played Elon Musk on SNL. I didn't see it. Maybe we should watch. I don't know if I want to watch. So, yes, I believe this was towards the beginning of March when Mike Myers played Elon Musk on SNL. But those clips have been resurfacing and actually trending on other social media platforms such as X and TikTok and all of these platforms. And it's because the Tesla stock has just you know? And apparently fans are debating Musk's reaction to this and everything. Elon has been in the news a lot recently. Obviously, it all started back when he showed his undying support for President Trump, and Trump decided to put him in a role um, in his administration, and everybody's saying, "Oh my gosh, they've got so many conspiracy theories about Elon." One of them being that he is a robot or an alien. That is a conspiracy about Elon. I think he's just a very strange guy. I don't know if he's an alien or a robot. If he is, God help us all, because he's gonna turn all Terminator on us the way we talk about him. And, he makes it kind of easy. Like when he was throwing his heart out, but that's not at all what it looked like. Remember that? And it was like they took the slippery slope that they were all already on, and they put some Crisco and some coconut oil on that slope, and then some dish soap and some water, and they made the slippery slope even slipperier. That word is stupid. Did you hear that? I thought I was having a stroke. That's crazy. That's wild. Slippery, diarrhea? No, that's not okay. No, but a lot happened on SNL here recently, this past weekend actually. When Weekend Update was going on, which again seems a little familiar. Just saying. Anyways, apparently the audience swore in response to Ego Nawadim. Gosh, I'm the worst with names, guys. I always have been. I love her. I think she's funny, but I'm the worst with names. You can't cancel me because allegedly I didn't know any better. Anywho, I don't care. No, she was saying something like men ain't, and then the audience responded with, okay, and here's the deal. Did you really think they weren't gonna say? We have the clip here. Take a look.
Hey, Cory Book out here with his filibuster. Shoo! I had my fill of busters. Cause these men ain't what? Yeah! You finna get fined for that. They burn the damn sucker. I'm gonna have to pay for that. I'm gonna be mad at y'all.
I was laughing. Apparently, this aired on NBC's East Coast feed and Peacock during the Weekend Update bit, which is hilarious to me. It's late night. It's late night. Who cares? They say much worse things over in Great Britain. They just openly say the C word on TV over there, I think. But they also did go after Sabrina Carpenter recently for having too naughty of a performance on TV, when she's like, have you ever tried this one? And then she's like doing crazy things. And then she also went down on one of the Royal Guard members and was like pretending to perform indecent acts on stage. Going down is exactly what the indecent act was, actually. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and it's not like they saw anything. She didn't do anything, okay? And if their kids know what she's doing, then their kids are learning a lot worse things from other places, not from Sabrina Carpenter on an award show performance. Yeah, I don't know. I love her. I love Sabrina. She's working late because she's a singer. Yes. Oh, she's good. She's funny. She's gorgeous. She can sing. She makes bangers. Bangers? I barely know hers. Anywho, yeah, so that happened on TV. I think we all just need to loosen up a little bit. It's a word, okay? It's a word. At some point in our life, we're all just gonna start accepting it a little bit more, and I feel like people are gonna be dropping f bombs and many other words on TV. On regular cable TV here in the United States. Because let's be real, they're all saying it. These kids are in middle school and they're like hitting vapes and doing crazy things. They know what the bang bang is before they even like 11 or 12 these days. There's like fourth graders that are doing undescribable, unspeakable things. Okay? I've seen the headlines. I'm a news guy. I know this stuff. I'm hip with the kids, okay? There's a bunch of Rizzlers out there doing the what is it? Mew Mew? What is that? I don't. That's for very small, sad booms for the upcoming generations. Boom. 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 How many sad booms did I say? 4? Let's give them one more. Boom. Okay, I'm worried in some aspects. Other aspects, I'm like, gosh, I really like those generations more than I like mine and those that came before me. Because sometimes people say the darndest things. and do the Dondest things and act the Dondest way. Dondest or Donda? Not Donda. Don't even get me started on Kanye West. That man, he has I have always despised this man. If you have been watching my show for a long time, you know I have canceled that man more times than I think I've canceled anyone else. Okay? And now he's out here doing horrible, horrible things. His anti-Semitism has gotten out of control, uh, which it was out of control when it started, but it's like he's taking it to another level every time, and I think he's doing it for shock value. But all it does is make me hate him. Okay, I can't even listen to old Kanye music. I can't. No, because anytime his voice comes on, I just get angry. I'm just upset. Because he's not a good person, okay? And he's definitely not the artist he once was. I'll tell you that much. He's not. We can definitely talk about Kanye for a very extended period of time coming up in a future episode. Because I feel like there's a lot to unpack there, and I don't have 4 hours right now to talk about it. Even though I could. I could unpack all of the problematic things Kanye West has done, said, or sold as merchandise over the last couple of years. Not to even mention him just showing up at the Grammys when he wasn't invited or whatever with his wife. And what is her name? Bianca Sensory? No censorship was there because she was like completely nude. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I've seen a nipple, but that doesn't mean that I wanted to see it while watching the Grammys. Well, no, I don't. The amount of times that I have seen Kanye's wife, uh, with way too few clothes is like astronomical. Without giving my consent to like have that. Like I've been flashed so many times by Kanye's wife. I can't even count them on two hands. I would need like 12 hands. Okay, count them on that hand too. It's crazy. Anyways, Kanye and his wife. Now we're moving on to a different music star. This is none other than Chapel Roan. Chappelle Rowan? No, it's Chapel Roan. I don't want to be disrespectful because she'll flip me off in a heartbeat. That lady, I tell you what, she will give it to you straight. Okay, but apparently, pop music superstar Chapel Rowan has again angered people for being a young woman with opinions, allegedly. Okay, this time it's for her comments on parenthood. This is crazy, you guys. I can't even believe people are getting upset about this, to be honest. Allegedly, Chapel's comments on her friends' lives resonated with this individual. Apparently, they know several women in whom they graduated high school and have children. And they often see their Facebook posts about the joy their children bring to their lives and their posts about parenthood's challenges. Even if they wouldn't describe it as a hell, it certainly doesn't seem easy. It's also clear that people are just listening to a single soundbite instead of listening to the whole interview. And about an hour into the conversation, the topic came up again. This time, Rowan clarified her stance. They're in hell because they love their kids, Rowan said. I don't really know what she's talking about there very much, but apparently the whole controversy is that people are taking what Chapel said and only hearing that she said her friends who are parents now and have decided to live that traditional lifestyle of being young, having fun, getting married, having kids, or just having kids out of wedlock because it's 2025 and we don't care. Okay? Though you should use protection because ain't none of you ready to be parents. Very, very few of you should be parents. Okay? If anything, some of you need parents and parenting, okay? Because there are issues. There are issues, and come for me. I'll come right back for you. That sounds strange. Um, But no, seriously. I mean, I kind of agree with Chapel on this one. I can't lie. I've seen some young folk with kids and I've heard what they say and they lose their livelihood, but they also wouldn't, they wouldn't trade their children for anything. Well, some of them probably would. Some of them are not destined to be parents, but a lot of them, they love being a parent, and I respect that. If you can actually, handle the responsibility after, and take accountability for what your actions have created, then good on you. If you are mature enough to actually parent and actually take responsibility and be a positive figure in this young individual's life, then so be it. You go, Glen Coco. Okay, but uh, there's some people that use protect should they should have used protection, or just don't do the bang bang until you're mature enough to be a parent, because that risk is always there. Okay, it's always there. And if you don't want the consequences of said risk, don't do the risk. Okay? That's a hot take. That is a hot take. Allegedly. It's all alleged. These are all allegedly what I think. Okay? But no, that's what I think. That is what I think for sure. Uh Next, we've got Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber has lost his damn mind. I don't know what's going on. Have you seen his social media posts? He's posting everything on like Instagram. It's gotten absurd. It's too dang much. I don't even know what's happening. And he's posted some crazy stuff. There was a post he made of his wife, Hailey Bieber, and the song he chose on it was Beyonce's song where she's like, to the left, everything you own in the box to the left, in the closet, that's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, then please don't touch, don't touch. I think that was the song. It was like a breakup song from Beyonce. Okay, I'm pretty positive that was the song, allegedly. But what was he doing there? That's messy. And then fast forward, allegedly, Hailey Bieber unfollowed her husband, who she was obsessed with. They're also suing people, I hear. Like Hailey is suing people because there's someone that put together like an entire documentary type series about how Hailey basically stalked Justin and found some way to get Justin to marry her. It's a whole ordeal, okay? It's wild behavior. But yeah, apparently Haley unfollowed Justin on Instagram, sparking a whole bunch of rumors and thoughts and opinions of the whole world, which, hey, honey, if you're gonna be in the public eye, you're gonna get those opinions. So you better watch out, lady, okay? Your actions have consequences. You can't get mad when you're a public figure and people are like scrutinizing every little thing you do. Okay, that's what comes with being a celebrity. I would know. I'm huge. I'm famous. And when I get public scrutiny, I say, "But was I wrong though?" And usually they can't say, "Yes, you were wrong." It's always, "No, you're right. You're right, Johnny. Yeah, I understand you. You understand me. We have the same thoughts. But you're crazy for saying it." And I'm like, I know, I say what you're thinking. I say exactly what everybody's thinking, but they're too afraid to say it because of the cancel culture. But the cancel culture's done. Except for when you're Hailey Bieber. I would cancel her probably. She scares me a little bit. But apparently Justin and Hailey stepped out and were spotted out there even in the midst of all of this drama and speculation about their relationship. I I don't know what's happening right now. And I know Justin's probably dealing with a lot because of all of the Diddy stuff and all of that coming back up. But Justin has also unfollowed a whole bunch of people, people that have maybe wronged him in the past. I think he also unfollowed Benny Blanco, which is, because allegedly Benny Blanco is engaged to Selena. Okay. And Selena was with Justin Bieber. Okay, and Nicki Minaj kept an eye out for Selena, but I don't even think Justin kept an eye out for Selena when she ended up getting engaged to a producer that has actually worked with both of the artists. Yeah. Crazy stuff though. Justin, I really hope he's okay. Um this is a very difficult time. I just hope he finds whatever help or support he needs from somewhere, even if it's not from Haley. If he goes and he gets professional help, that's fantastic. I can't imagine this is an easy time in their marriage, and I can't assume that Haley is having a grand old time with her husband having like a very visible crash out on social media publicly in front of millions and millions and millions of people. But maybe, possibly, Justin's just, you know, being silly goofy. I don't think I don't think so though. I think he might be. I've seen this one before. I've seen this episode before, I fear. Britney Spears, Amanda Bynes. It's scary. It's scary out here. Gosh. I hope they don't put him in a guardianship or whatever. Like Britney is in and like Amanda was in and like, oh my goodness. What's her name? What's her name? Oh, it'll come to me. Give me a second. Give me a second. I can picture her. Wendy Williams. There it is. Boom. Told you it would come to me. Oh, she's trying to be freed. She's out there living her life. She dropped a note or something saying, send help, send Wendy help, help Wendy. And she actually went to the hospital. I think she was spotted out and was asked questions by the paparazzi. Paparazzi. The whole thing is crazy. Could you ever imagine being under a guardianship? I would go absolutely bat. Shh. The bad word. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Bat. I would have gone crazy for sure. Would have been bad. Speaking of paparazzi, Lady Gaga sings that song, and get this. Apparently, allegedly, Lady Gaga's highly anticipated tour has completely sold out. That is actually insane. I was not offered tickets. I'm a little monster. You think I don't want to go? Especially with that new banger that she's got. I don't even know how she says it in that. How'd she say that in that rhythm? I gotta listen to the song more, I fear. But yeah, her tour has completely sold out. That's crazy. Are you going to the Lady Gaga tour? I don't even know what it's called. The Abracadabra tour? What's the? I don't know. Anyways, little monsters, don't come for me. Okay? Don't attack Jonny. I am the messenger. Don't shoot him. Okay? Thank you. Uh get this, all of you silly goobers who became doctors because of this TV show. Grey's Anatomy has been renewed for season 22 at ABC, even without Grey. I'm pretty positive that Ellen Pompeo's not even in the show anymore, which is, crazy. She's on that other show now on Hulu, the Perfect American Family or whatever that show's called, about the Natalia Grace thing. And she's crushing it, you know. But they still had her doing a voiceover. It's a different show. And Disney owns ABC and Hulu, so I feel like that was a Disney exec saying, "Oh my gosh, we gotta have that classic Ellen voiceover, okay? We gotta have the monologue voiceover with Ellen, Meredith Grey, paging in for a new show, okay? No, season 22, that is ridiculous. Who's still watching that show? I'm not. I stopped around the COVID time because it got too real, you know? I wanted an escape. I didn't want to be reliving everything I was already living on one of my favorite drama doctor shows, okay? So I stopped. I stopped. They brought McDreamy back and they brought George back, and that was great. But other than that, the show, womp womp, not great, not great. Also, get this, allegedly, the OceanGate submersible, the Titan, that imploded, didn't explode. It was underwater. It imploded. Um, a while back. We've spoken about this, but allegedly the audio was released, and it is just an eerie sound um of this tragic event that occurred. I think there's a documentary that's coming out or has already come out. I don't know. I try not to focus on the negatives. Okay. No, but that the sound is just crazy. Okay? I can't even stand when my ears pop in an airplane. I guess if I was in a submersible and that happened, I wouldn't really have to worry about my ears popping. Oof. That one was a little far there, Johnny. It's fine. I'm fine. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. In other news, we've got former First Lady Michelle Obama. Okay, we know Michelle. She's married to Barack. Allegedly, Michelle Obama has a podcast, and she's not anywhere near Joe Rogan or me. Because allegedly Joe Rogan has like the number one podcast on Spotify, I think. And I'm probably right above that. If my estimations are correct, I would be the most famous podcast now. But this is the first episode, so they didn't have me in that article when my producers were gathering the news for me to tell, you know? But no, Michelle Obama has a podcast that debuted last month, and it's currently ranked 34th in the United States. That's crazy. Michelle, oh my gosh. Maybe Michelle Obama wants to come on my podcast, and then I'll go on her podcast. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? Do you think it would be possible for me to get Michelle and Barack Obama and Donald and oh my god, what's the first lady's name? Melania? Oh my god. I was almost canceled by the right wing conservatives. They were going to say, "How dare you forget the name of our first lady? I'm going to get you." Yeah, that was my impression of a very, very far right. Sorry. I'm very neutral, okay? And I don't think I would want to sit in between those two. I could try to be the moderator, but I feel like Barack and Michelle would be like throwing those like very, very smart jabs, and Donald would be like, I'm a rich man, okay? I don't want to hear it. You're wrong. You're wrong. Yeah, I don't think we would get anywhere, especially with me in the middle, because I'd just be like, "So what's your favorite room in the White House?" Okay? If you could change one thing right now about the entire White House, what would it be? They do get to do that though, I guess, when they're president. They get to change something or do something or decorate how they want or whatever. I don't know. I've never been elected. So that's on you guys. I'm just saying. More President Trump news. Okay. Here we go. President Trump on Monday, today. Who wrote that on Monday? It's today, okay? President Trump today said that the U.S. will apply an additional 50% tariffs on imports from China if the Asian nation doesn't withdraw its plan to impose a retaliatory 34% import fee on American products. Now, this has obviously been a huge discussion in the media and worldwide, really, all these tariffs that are happening, right? There's a whole lot of uh, back and forth on this, and people are angry, and people are confused and scared. And, I get it. The economy is a hot mess express right now, okay? And now with this possibly happening, I'm just like, okay, um, I don't really know what to think. I don't know what to think, but apparently, Beijing announced last week it would add a 34% tariff on imports of all U.S. products beginning April 10th in response to Trump's imposition of a 34% tariff on Chinese imports set to go into effect on April 9th. So basically, on the 9th, our tariffs go into effect, and on the 10th, the in China, those tariffs are going to go into effect. It's This is just going to be a huge back and forth battle, I fear, and I don't know if anything good is going to come from it on either side. I think it's just going to be something that makes my eggs cost more than they already do. And I have a lot of egg yolks in the morning when I'm trying to get beefed up and yolked. Did you get the Did you catch that pun? That's a good pun. Okay. Anywho, oh man, Trump. Okay. While speaking to reporters on Air Force One on Sunday night, President Trump was asked about the tumbling stock markets in the wake of his tariff announcements, and Trump said, "I didn't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something." So Trump is suggesting that allegedly these tariffs are the medicine that the economy needs to get better. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know enough about tariffs at this time. I promise you, I will read into it more. Um, right now, I'm just worried about my eggs and my gas prices and the cost of living and if I'm gonna survive. Okay, that's all I'm worried about, Donald. So, whatever you're doing, if it's gonna work, I hope it works faster than it seems like it's going to. Because, you know, I don't wanna watch any president fail because that directly affects all of us. Okay? We should all be hoping for him to be successful and not do stupid things that put us all in danger. Um, I don't even know what to think anymore at this point. I feel so lost and confused and scared. But anywho, okay, we're gonna take you back just a few weeks ago, not long ago at all, where a reporter was accidentally added into a very classified group chat. This is actually this is insane and unheard of. How does this happen? And how does no one notice? Okay, when I'm making group chats, I gotta make sure that my ex lovers aren't in the same group chat as me. I gotta make sure that people who aren't meant to be in that group chat aren't in there. How do you do that? Okay, but moving forward, we've got a whole lot of security things going on right now. Apparently, Timothy Hogg, how? Haug? Who is this man? Timothy. Okay, Timothy. Not Chalamet. Okay, Haug. Apparently the head of both the National Security Agency and the US Cyber Command has been fired by the Trump administration. The top Democrats on the House and Senate intelligence committees confirmed late Thursday night, along with a source familiar with the matter. Apparently, Trump's national security spokesperson, Brian Hughes, was the intended recipient of the Signal group chat invitation when Atlantic editor in chief Jeff Goldberg was added instead due to a cell phone snafu a couple of months ago. Multiple sources are familiar with the matter. Have clarified this and spoken about this, which I still don't understand how that happens. Okay, I don't care who the intended person to be in the group chat was. I don't know how you add the wrong person into this. And what are we doing using this as our form of communication on battle plans? Like what? They were full blown like missile plans in a text. That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, that scares the living daylights out of me. Okay. No, but apparently, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz's phone asked him last fall to save an unknown phone number, which had been messaged to him from Hughes, one of his closest advisors, as a new member for Hughes. It's crazy. On March 24th, Goldberg reported that he was added into the private group chat that appeared to include senior Trump officials coordinating ahead of airstrikes on Houthi rebels in Yemen. Is that right? Houthi? Houthi? I never was good with names. But yeah, Trump officials later confirmed its authenticity. Administration IT team members looked into the incident, and President Trump and other top White House officials were briefed on the investigation's findings last week. The internal review found no previous phone communication between Waltz and Goldberg or Hughes and Goldberg until an email from Goldberg was sent to the Trump campaign in October. Goldberg has written to the campaign asking for comment on a story related to Trump and the military. So basically, this reporter reached out asking for a statement on something, and he was somehow added into this group chat that included very, very sensitive information about an airstrike, which is just something that absolutely should not be happening. It should not be an issue. It should be nothing. The fact that a media professional, someone who works in the media and is a reporter and is it's their job to report on serious, serious news topics and get that information out to the people and to the public, was added into something that could be detrimental to our military and the lives of American citizens and possibly American soldiers. And I this blows my mind. I cannot even imagine. Okay, they're lucky it wasn't me added into that group chat, because I would have waltzed into the White House and I would have said, "What are we doing? Huh? What are we doing? Were we born yesterday? All of you? Huh? No offense to anyone who was dropped, but were you dropped? All of you? Directly on your head? It's actually just like absurd. It's unheard of. And obviously, as we move forward in life, our technology is advancing. We've got new ways of communicating amongst each other. We've got all of this tech right in our fingertips. We've got more power in a cell phone in our hands than we did on our computers back in 2000 even. It's actually insane to be walking around with a handheld computer, and these people were elected to protect, defend, and uplift and support the American people. And here we are, just throwing journalists into our very secret, highly classified group chats. We're doing great. We're doing fantastic. Oh my God, we are doomed. We are doomed. This is embarrassing. America is the biggest, politics, honestly most politics is the biggest reality TV show in the world. Okay, Bravo should be calling and getting something set up, because they're missing out on some very good reality TV, and I fear Fox News and CNN and CBS or whatever the other news places and me now are really cashing in on this reality TV, even though this is terrifying, really, to have this type of information just out there running. That's crazy. I've got another news story that is away from the politics, but it's not a very happy one. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is about a father and son who have died after a tree fell on them in a storm in Georgia. Um, Allegedly, according to the reports, Matthew Collins Sr. and his son, Matthew Collins Jr., were at the Bull Creek Golf Course in Midland, and it was on the evening of Sunday, April 6th, when the tree came down. my heart breaks for this family. It's just that's scary. See, this is what I mean when we talk about like weather and all of that stuff. A little callback here to our little weather chat. It's Mother Nature is a scary, scary uh woman. Yeah. Or individual. uh, Okay. But that's very sad. That's very, very sad. Ugh. I hate sad news. That's my least favorite part about doing the news is getting super serious and sad. But I believe that's all of the news and headlines that I've got for you today. But before I let you go, I'm gonna open this up for a little chat. I'm gonna tell you about me. I'm gonna give you some facts. I'm gonna introduce you to everybody here that's in the studio with me. So let's start there. We've got Lucifer. Now, if you don't know Lucifer, Lucifer is the best cat ever. He's also a little sassy and a little mean, and he'll claw your eyes out if you make a wrong move. I promise, he'll do it, and he will feel no remorse for it. Okay, he will just do it. We've got Oliver, Joshua Basset Hound here. Okay, yes, Oliver is my favorite dog. Okay, don't tell the next special guest that we're gonna introduce you to. Okay, up here we've got Chunka. Okay, Chunka is our newest little puppy dog in the studio, and I love him. Where's my favorite? Don't tell him. Okay, and then we've got Trevor the squirrel. Trevor is a feisty squirrel, and you know what? Him and Lucifer are like best friends. They're bros. Okay, him and Oliver, they do not get along well at all. Okay, but I try to keep them separate. I don't let them get too close because Trevor will also claw people's eyes out. Lucifer, I'm shocked they're friends because Trevor is actually something Lucifer would eat normally. He ate Mur the mouse once, which I'm sad that you won't get to meet Mur. Um, may he rest in peace. Anywho, so those are all of our pets, our friends here in the studio at allegedly with Johnny. And then over here, like I mentioned, this is my security detail. Okay, this is Jared. Do not mess with Jared, and do not mess with me, cause Jared will just punch you in the throat. Only if it's well deserved. Okay, only if it's well deserved, or if you just look at me funny, then it is well deserved. I am the one who determines whether or not it is well deserved. So watch out. Watch out. No, I am so excited for this journey. I hope you are excited to get your news from me. We're gonna be probably having new episodes every day of the week. So Monday through Friday, we'll be giving you all the news that we can get. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm excited to be back. I've missed myself being here for you. I've missed you as well, you beautiful sacks of flesh. Uh, that's a strange way to address someone. I apologize. Don't get used to that. I will rarely apologize. Um, because I think it shows weakness, and that is one thing I am not weak. I am not weak. Okay, but yeah, shoot. That is all the news that I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the first ever episode of Allegedly. And I will see you tomorrow with a whole bunch of brand new news and, this beautiful, gorgeous face. And I love you all. Take it easy, okay? Remember to breathe. It's very important. If you stop breathing, that usually means you're dead. So breathe, inhale, exhale, okay? And yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, follow me on all social medias, follow that YouTuber, Hunter Benjamin, on all social medias too. He's a real clown. I don't know what I'm doing here on his channel, but he's letting me be here rent free. So it's great. It's real kind of him, to be honest. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, take it easy. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Good night.